This technique did not disappear by chance. For years, it was passed on in secret, not by books, not in schools, but by word of mouth, among those who knew how to manipulate the invisible field. And it worked so much, people began to fear it. Because those who applied, it simply changed reality, and when something works too much, it becomes a threat to the system. Now close your eyes and feel these words enter your field. I command the invisible. Reality obeys me. Did you feel that? That wasn't just a sentence. It was an activation, a key turning from the inside. Because, deep down, you already know that what you call real life is only the surface. And what creates everything, really everything, is beyond your eyes. It is invisible, but it is not unattainable. The truth is that there is a field, a real, measurable field that responds to your emotions, intentions, and frequency. And when you understand how to touch that field, nothing is impossible anymore. But this is not self-help talk. It's physical. It's frequency. It's a mental pattern. What you will see here is not the law of attraction as you know it. This goes beyond asking the universe and waiting. It's about provoking the universe. It's about tuning into what doesn't yet exist and force the invisible to obey. But there is a detail. This technique was not supposed to be public. Why? Because it takes you out of external control, because it puts the power back into your mind. And who discovers this begins to see everything differently. He begins to leave the matrix. He starts to attract what he wants without following the rules that everyone was taught. Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to live in easy mode? Because everything flows for them. While others live in an eternal effort, the answer is here. And the last revelation of this video, it is the most powerful of all. But for it to work, you need to go through each step. Each part is like a gear. If one is missing, the mechanism locks, so watch it until the end. And if those words have ever stirred something inside you, already leave the like and subscribe, because this channel doesn't bring more of the same. It shows what should. Be taught from the beginning. Now take a deep breath, and he listens to me with his body, not just with his mind. You live in a reality where everything is energy. Your thoughts, your house, your bank account, your health, your relationship, all of this is just condensed energy. But what shapes that energy? It is your vibration. And vibrancy is not what you think. It's what you feel. It is the field that you emit, even in silence. And what no one tells you is that there is a way to change this field. Not with positive phrases, not with forced optimism, but with a profound reprogramming. The forbidden technique, the one you will get to know today, touches precisely on this. It doesn't just act on your conscious mind. It enters the subconscious field, the one that really creates. That's why it was hidden. That's why it was never in the school books. Because it gives autonomy. It makes you realize that you don't need permission, no need for luck, nor of external explanations. You need only one thing, to recognize that you already have the power. When you activate this recognition, everything starts to line up. But be careful. The field only responds when you speak its language. And the language of the countryside is not logical. It's vibration. It's an image. It's emotion. Now pay attention. The technique you're going to understand here won't ask you to believe. She'll just ask you to feel it. And that allows the impossible to happen. But first, let me ask you, have you tried everything, yet something still seems to block your manifestation? Have you ever felt that you are almost there, and it seems that everything slips through your fingers, as if something invisible is sabotaging your efforts? That's not bad luck. It is vibrational pattern. It's like a radio station out of tune. You may be asking, right? But if it's vibrating wrong, nothing comes. That's why it's so important what I'm going to show you. Because this technique aligns the frequency of the order with the frequency of the receipt. It's like pressing a button that recalibrates your field. And when that happens, reality begins to obey you. And it doesn't need years of practice. The effect can be immediate. But there's a catch. You need to be ready to see the world change. Can you imagine what it would be like to wake up and feel like everything is working with you? That opportunities appear at the right time, that the right people arrive, and the wrong ones disappear on their own? This is life in the aligned field. And yes, you can get there. By the way, if this subject is calling you, if you feel that this is not just content, it's key, I've prepared something deeper for those who really want to activate this power in a guided way. The link is in the first pinned comment. You'll know it's for you when you click. Now, follow me. Because what's next? It is the turning point. And the end. The ending will show you why all this is coming to you right now. If what you want hasn't arrived yet, it's not because you didn't ask for it properly. It's because you're trying to order from the wrong place. Most people manifest from the surface. They say, I want this, I deserve that. The universe will give it to me. But here's the truth that few have the courage to say, the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. You can wish for a million things, but if scarcity vibrates, if doubt, if lack vibrates, that's what you transmit to the field, and the field gives you back the echo of its vibration. That's why this technique is different. It doesn't teach you to ask. It transforms you into what you already have. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you accept as unquestionable, truth within yourself. And here comes the most powerful point of all. You are all the time imprinting reality through your internal state. Without even realizing it, you are shaping the invisible. And what was printed on the field, it always comes back. Always. Now, why is this so hard to accept? Because we have been conditioned to think that reality comes from outside. We have been taught to react to what we see. But that's the biggest mistake. You shouldn't react to reality. You must command it. Do you know that feeling of living in repetition? Same situations, same problems, same frustrations. This is the field repeating the pattern that you yourself are feeding. But you can stop it. It can cut the cycle. And the forbidden technique does just that. It breaks the pattern. And here's what they never told you. Manifestation doesn't happen when you think too much about something. It happens in silence, in the space between thoughts, on the pause. Because it is in this space that your real energy vibrates strongest. That is why the ancients spoke of meditation, of contemplation, of altered states. They knew that manifestation is born in the state, not in effort. The technique that has been hidden for so long uses this principle. It puts you in a state where the field has no choice but to respond. But there is an essential detail. You need to detach yourself from the identity that says, this is difficult, this is not for me, I can't do it. This identity is a prison, and you just start to manifest for real when it breaks this narrative. Because it's not about attracting something from outside. It's about remembering that it already exists within you. You don't create a new reality. You access a frequency where it is already created. And for that, you need to do something that seems simple. But that changes everything. You need to feel like you're already real. Do not pretend to really feel as if there were no other possibility. Have you ever noticed that when you're in love, everything seems to work out? You give off a different vibe, and the world responds. This is no coincidence. It is energy science. Now imagine using this state of vibration purposefully. Not waiting for something to happen to feel good, but feeling good as if it had already happened. This is what the technique activates. A short circuit in logic. Because when you feel it before you have, you force the countryside to collapse this reality in front of you. And when I talk about collapsing, it is literally. Quantum physics calls it collapse of the wave function, when a possibility becomes observable fact. And this happens when the observer, you, emits vibrational coherence. But beware. This only works if it comes from an actual internal state. You can't cheat the field. That is why the technique that was banned is not in the books. Because it requires something that cannot be taught in words: presence. It requires you to feel deeply, with your body, with your chest, with every cell, that what you want is already yours. And when that happens, reality bends. It folds, reorganizes, manifests itself. And now comes the part that few can sustain. You need to keep that vibe even when nothing has changed out there yet. This is where most get stuck, because the old reality keeps trying to pull you back, but you can't negotiate with it. You need to treat it as an illusion in the process of undoing, and the more you ground yourself in the new vibration, the faster it collapses into visible light. Here's a key that few understand. You don't attract what you think. You attract what sustains. And if you are able to sustain a new frequency, the entire universe reorganizes itself around you. Have you ever seen people who change their lives out of nowhere? That come out of stagnation and chaos straight to abundance, health, incredible connections? It is because at some point, consciously or not, they broke with the old field and activated the new. And yes, you can do that too. It doesn't matter where you are right now. The field does not respond to your current situation. It responds to your vibration now. At that moment, while watching, you are already vibrating. The question is, does this vibration bring you closer or further away from what you want? And if you feel it's time to turn this game around, to finally access what is rightfully yours, this is your sign to click the link in the first pinned comment. There is a link there, and if you click with the right intention, something will change. Because it's not just content, it's code. Energy code. Now he breathes once more. Because what's next? It is the final activation, the part that ties everything together, and it makes the invisible answer you like never before. We have reached the most important moment, the part you need to keep as a secret code, the last key, the one that has been hidden for centuries, not because it was too complex, but because it was too simple, and because it was simple, it was dangerous. Dangerous because it worked. Dangerous because it didn't need masters, gurus, or intermediaries. You just needed you. And now, with everything you've heard so far, you're done. Ready to hear and feel the forbidden technique. Because now, you have the vibrational basis to understand. Here, you are. Reality doesn't happen to you. She answers you. But it only responds when you put yourself in a state where she has no choice. And this state is created by a simple gesture, the total fusion between feeling and imagining. When you close your eyes and visualize not as a spectator but as a creator. When you don't see your ideal life, but live it in every cell even for 60 seconds, the field begins to bend. It is as if you put an energetic password into the system of reality. And this password only works when there is consistency. Thought plus emotion plus body, all at the same frequency. This is what breaks the cycle of waiting. This is what dissolves doubt. That's what attracts precisely. But there is one more level, and here's the final reveal. The most powerful of all, you are not manifesting a desire. You are manifesting your energetic identity. In other words, you don't attract what you want or what you feel. You attract what you believe yourself to be. This is the forbidden technique, to create a new vibrational identity from the inside out and to sustain that identity until the world has no choice but to confirm it. This new identity does not ask. She already has it. She doesn't doubt it. It emits certainty. She doesn't expect it. She takes over, and that's when the miracle happens. When your body believes more in the new reality than in your eyes. You start to walk differently, to speak differently, act differently without pretending, without forcing. Because you have become what you want. And the field, this invisible field that surrounds you right now, it just obeys. You can apply this today, now. Close your eyes. See yourself there, wherever you want to be, with whoever you want to be, being who you want to be. But don't just look at it, feel. And while you feel, send that signal to the field. Imagine how this version of you breathes, as she speaks, what she thinks. What is her internal rhythm? Tune. Stay there, and stay a little longer, until your body starts to forget the previous reality. That's the password. That's the code. When you can feel more gratitude for the invisible than concern for the visible, you have won the game. There is no time for the field, only frequency. And when your frequency aligns with that of what you desire, time speeds up, events collapse, and the impossible becomes inevitable. Now, do you understand why this technique was kept secret? Because it sets you free. Because it dissolves the system that profits from your doubt. Because it breaks the cycle of external search. And now, it is in your hands. You can continue living from what you see, or you can start living from what you know. You know that inner voice that says, "There's something bigger waiting for me"? She was right all along. You didn't come to this video by chance. It wasn't just any click. You have been called, because your time has come. So now stop for a moment. Feel everything that has been said. Don't analyze, don't doubt, just feel. And when you're ready, close your eyes and say to yourself, "I command the invisible. Reality obeys me." Say it with your body, with your heart, with conviction. And if any part inside you feels a shiver, a lump in my throat, an inexplicable relief, so you know something has already started moving. You just need to keep it. Support. Don't look at the lack anymore. Don't doubt yourself anymore. The forbidden technique is this: a state, a choice, a break with the old version, and a definitive fusion with who you were born to be. If this message made sense to you, if something here resonated strongly, so leave the like now and subscribe to the channel. You have no idea how many people are waiting to hear this, and you can be their turning point too. Each video here is made to touch those who are ready, and if you've stayed this far, it's because you are. Now live it, apply, feel, not like someone who waits, but as someone who already is. And if you want to take this activation to the next level, you already know where to click. The link is in the first pinned comment. It's not just content, it's realignment. See you in the next shift, the next level, the next activation of your reality. And until then, remember, you're not creating a future. You are accessing who you have always been.